Hello, my best around friends in Lemon Pie Cuties. Mark the Punk Gamer, a.k.a. Markapunk here. And this is a brand new year, 2023, of my very first short ranking, which is 6 of them. So the next one is 6 of them in the next one, which is a thrash metal band, which is awesome. And but first, in my short ranking, double video here, I'm gonna be ranking the Messiah albums, so there you go. But I'm not gonna change my appearance this year, I'm still keeping it, but it did change. Ready for this, guys? Yeah, I have short hair now. I don't no longer need to hide it. So, there you go, guys. I have short hair again. I don't have to hide that big, ridiculous hair that I had. So, there you go. You can finally see me. So yeah, I'm ranking the Messiah albums, worst to best. So this is gonna be a short 6 album ranking because I like Messiah a little bit. So ranking them worst to best, in my own controversial opinion. Before I get started, I put the metalarchives.com about this band in the description down below if you guys want to know about them. Hopefully you get more recognition. And all that good stuff. So, I'm gonna start this New Year short ranking of the first one with my number 6 worst Messiah album. Has to be the Underground album. Oh my god, this is the most terrible groove metal album I've ever heard from Messiah. This is probably the worst one. Not in a good way, but in a more fucked up, horrible way type of groove metal album they made is Underground. Underground is right. It went down in the shits for the band Messiah. So, the only track I like is Epitaph. So that's the only song I do like from it. No joke, guys. I'm not making this up. So that's the only song I like from it. Overall, this is a horrible Messiah album. And the worst groove metal type album I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Not as good as Jugulator from Judas Priest. I still like that one and I still defend it. But this I cannot defend. So, my number 6 is going to be Underground. From 5 to 1, I think a couple of them in the middle might be decent ones here in this ranking. But here we go. So my number 5 is Hymn to a Brilliant album. So this is an interesting one. This is awesome. This is decent in this category, and it's pretty good at the same time type album. So the songs I do like is the instrumental opening of the Hymn to a Brilliant. Oh, this is actually their first debut album. I almost forgot about that. This is their very first debut album, and it came out in 1986. Imagine that. So, I won't forget about the negatives about this album. So, Hymn to a Brilliant instrumental is awesome. Messiah, so there you go. On Anarchist, awesome. So Thrashing Madness instrumental is an awesome instrumental as well. So Future Aggressor, Empire of the Damned is an interesting song I do like. And lastly, The Dentist. So, those are the only songs I like from this one, and it's their very first debut album. So I'm gonna say it's my second least favorite from Messiah. So, this is where they originally started off. I don't think the production is as good as Metallica's Master of Puppets in my opinion. So, production-wise. But, I have to give it to my number 5, is their debut album. So, there you go. Alrighty then, my number 4th pick for this ranking is another decent album. It's called Rotten Parish album. I like this more than their debut, so the Rotten Parish one. Another awesome, decently one I do enjoy going through. It's in the middle of my ranking. So I think this one's better than the debut in my opinion. So songs I do like is the Prelude Act of Fate is their opening song. Living with Confidence is an interesting one. Raped Bodies, Contortion, Condemned Cell, and I can't pronounce track 9, so I do like track 9 by the way, I can't pronounce it. I don't want to butcher it. So, and Alzheimer's Disease is an awesome song as well. And Ascension of Divine Ordinance is an awesome song as well. Sorry, I can't pronounce track 9 from this album. So it's hard to pronounce, guys. Just give me a break. So this is a decent album I like. It's pretty cool. From this era. I think it's one of the late 80s type Messiah album. That's pretty good. So, or is it 90s? I don't really know, but it's decently good on Messiah's record in my opinion. So my number 4 is going to be Rotten and Perish. Alrighty, my Basset Hound friends and Lemon Pie cuties. My top 3 from here on out, I like all the tracks in this one. So prepare to be surprised about my top 3 here. I think are pretty awesome here on out of the Messiah albums. So my number 3 bronze medal winner, I have to give it to Extreme Cold Weather. Yeah, Extreme Cold Weather with a freaking polar bear in the cover. I know it's one of the most laughable covers that Messiah had, so this is actually a good album, despite the album cover, guys. So 7 of the songs, I'm not counting the live tracks that's in the CD 2, I believe, that came with it. So I'm talking about the original studio album 7-track release, the first print. So the songs I do like: Extreme Cold Weather, Enjoy Yourself, Johannes Paul der Leste. I can't pronounce track 3, so it's a pretty long track name, so sorry for saying that. I do like track 4, it's pretty good as well. So Mother Teresa, by the way. Hypa Bore instrumental is awesome. And I cannot pronounce track 6, I'll try. Randzeski March, We Hate to Be in the Army Now, that's an awesome song. And lastly, Nero. Okay, yeah. Despite the laughable Messiah cover of a polar bear on the cover, this is still a pretty good album nonetheless, guys. So I actually enjoyed it. This is why it's at my number 3 bronze medal winner. So it's gonna stay in my number 3 bronze medal winner. Sorry, guys. Okay, number 2 silver medal winner for this Messiah ranking. And it's actually Messiah's last album, which I'm gonna say right now, it's the Fragment album. So this is Messiah's, I think it's their last album. I think the original, not the original lead singer, the second lead singer they had passed away apparently after recording this album. So, which is kind of a bummer. So this is a pretty good last album after all, guys. I really do like this one. So name all 10 tracks, so the original first print. So the first track I do like the opening instrumental track of this album, of the Fragment, which is awesome. So the song Fragment, so there you go. Morte el Dante is pretty cool, or Dente, whatever you call it. So Urbi et Orbi is a good song as well. Singularity, Children of Faith, Dean Willie Geschihin. I'm sorry for butchering it, guys. I like that track too. So Miracle Far Beyond Disaster. Oh, and I also like the 2 bonus tracks. That's why there's 10. So a couple of the bonus tracks are pretty good. So My Flesh, Your Soul bonus track. And lastly, Throne of Diabolical Heretics. So that's another bonus track. I liked a couple of bonus tracks, so I didn't want to stop at track 8. So that's what I originally had. So overall, guys, I love the hell out of this last album, so I think it's a pretty good, well send-off for this lead singer, too. It's one of the best ones you'll ever get, guys, from Messiah. So this is a really good one at my number 2 silver medal winner. But my Basset Hound friends and Lemon Pie cuties, this is where it comes to process of elimination out of all 6 of the Messiah albums. My number 1 gold medal winner, it has to be my most favorite, and it's the most death metal as hell type Messiah album I do like. It's definitely the Choir of Horrors album. This is the one that's my most favorite. This is the most brutal death metal album ever made by Messiah, and it came out in the early 90s, and this is the best one. I think this is one of the best 90s death metal albums of all time, which is Choirs of Horrors, by the way. So this one's my number 1 favorite. I do love this one, guys. So awesome album. Out of all the Messiah albums, this is one of the best brutal death metal albums ever made in the early 90s. So tracks I do like, it's all 8 of them, by the way. So Choir of Horrors, Azashka Chronicle, Weeping Willow, awesome. I can't pronounce track 4. I know it's a good track, so track 4 is awesome. Track 5 is awesome as well. Track 6 is awesome. And Northern Command Instrumental is actually a good one as well. And lastly, Weena. So, give this one a listen, guys. This is my number one favorite Messiah album out of all 6 of them. Next to my number 2, Silver Medal winner. But yeah, this is the most brutal death metal album that is awesomely made. So check it out for you guys. So check it out for yourselves. And this is my number 1 gold medal winner. It's definitely Choirs of Horror. And that's it for this first short ranking of half of the short ranking video. So my next one is actually going to be pretty fun. So in the next one, they're from the United Kingdom, by the way, in the next one, and they're actually a thrash metal band. I'm going to go ahead and end here. So subscribe to me if you haven't. Click the bell to get notified of my next video and comment like about this. And most importantly, share this ranking of the Messiah albums, Messiah studio albums, worst to best. And I will see you Bat Sound friends and Lemon Pie Cuties on my next short ranking of the 6 albums they made as well. Seizure later.